Stop looking at me. It's weirding me out. I don't know where to look.
Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily News Show, the first one of the year. We're back.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas.
Thank you. Was it good?
It was very good, thanks.
Yeah. Still hungover a little bit?
From New Year, yeah. The older you get, the longer the hangovers are, so I'm still suffering. 2 days.
That is a long one.
Or 3, is it? I can't remember.
So what we thought we'd do today is look back at the best moments from 2017. So we just sort of selected a few highlights that we think are important to talk about, and we're going to revisit them now. And we're going to start off with Adam Ondra's groundbreaking, game-changing, hardest sport climb in the world, 9C Silence. He did this a couple of months ago, and it was in the Flathanger Cave in Norway. Originally titled Project Hard, this route goes through the incredibly steep roof of the cave in a series of boulder problems. V15 First Crux requires an upside down, over his head, footlock thing in a crack, which looked insanely difficult. Adam worked with physio and trainer Klaus Isel to prepare his body for the crazy moves required on this route.
There are certain things when he will go on and tell me, I have not enough power to do this, or I feel if I would have more power here, I could do this much better. Then I will go and analyze the move. I will look especially at that move on the crack. We will look at videos, and sometimes I will agree and say, okay, I think it's this muscle, I'll give you an exercise or two. Or sometimes I will say, okay, we had a case where it was just not possible. When you have biomechanical boundaries, you cannot contract the muscle more as it's contracting. And then you have to find another solution. So I brought up another idea to roll his body in a different position to work with other muscle patterns.
Finally today I could really see the progress, and also with the help of Klaus, as we were working on certain things. And we found out at these tiny details which I'm pretty sure could help me to potentially climb the project.
There's going to be a full video of Adam's ascent of silence coming really soon, so keep an eye on his YouTube channel for that.
Okay, so next up, it was an amazing year for female climbers as well, with Margot Hayes making the first female ascent of a 9A plus route in February. So this was given a huge amount of media attention at the time. She's very active on social media, and then there was a whole team of them. John Cardwell was there, Matty Hong was there. They were all kind of trying the route at the same time. And in fact, the route went on to become a segment in the Real Rock filming feature film that was released last year.
It kind of kicked off a big sort of send train on the Rambler, didn't it? Because suddenly everyone started kind of coming over, trying it. It became a very popular route.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen like ascents in the past from like Jonathan Siegrist, obviously, and Adam Ondra, Chris Sharma, and then just previously Matty Hong, who filmed her on the route, had managed to climb the route the day before. So yeah, so it massively kind of brought it back into fashion. Yeah. So what was interesting about that route was that it got a huge amount of media attention in comparison to the somewhat lack of attention that the 9B first female ascent by Angie Eiter got in October.
We covered this to death though.
Yes,
we
did.
were on it. We were on that.
We massively got on it, yeah. Angie red-pointed Adam Ondra's La Planta de Shiva 9B at Villanueva del Rosario in Spain. The Austrian, 31, is a 3-time lead world champion and quit competition 6 years ago to concentrate on outdoor climbing, and it's paid off. As well as this 9B, she has red-pointed 4 9As, making her statistically the strongest female climber in the world. So the gap now between female and male climbers is only 1 grade, and that's considering that Adam Ondra's just climbed Silence, the world's first 9C, and there's only 2 male athletes who have climbed 9B+, Chris Sharma and Adam Ondra. So, you know, there's not much there anymore.
Who's going to jump on 9C for the women first?
9C? I think 9B+ has to be done first. And no, I wouldn't
I would go straight to 9C. I think Margot should just skip a grade, find something outrageous and just get on it.
Who do you think would be the best candidate for a 9B+ first female ascent route?
Ooh, don't know. Like Margot's the obvious one to look
Is
at.
she? What about Angie?
You could, yeah. But then Margot is a little bit younger. She's climbed 9A plus, very young. She could potentially has a long time to step up.
Yep.
As could Angie. Whoa, that was close. As could Angie. Annalena, she's knocking around the 9A mark ish.
Yep, true.
Maybe she'll
Ashima.
step it up. Ashima, yep. So lots.
What do you guys think? Who's going to be the next female lead climber to push another grade? Let us know in the comments.
So it's been an amazing year for the IFSC World Cup competition, and we've been covering it throughout the year. Extensively. But our coverage next year is going to change probably a little bit, so I'm just going to leave that one hanging. So we've seen a number of new athletes starting to compete in the World Cup. The young American, Ashima Shirashi, she's done a few, getting better and better as the season progressed. Alex Megos, he came back, done 2 World Cups last year. Adam Ondra, he did 1 or 2. I don't actually know that. 1 or 2. And we're seeing some boulders starting to compete in the lead World Cup. So we had Tomo Narasaki do some strong for the male, some strong bouldering, and others. And of course, Shauna Coxey did her first lead World Cup on the last one of the season and made finals. So
6.
Yeah, so pretty cool to see those guys starting to sort of diversify their training a little bit and step in, ready for the Olympics 3-way format.
Absolutely.
In the men's competition, France's Romain Lagrange took the win, building on an amazing start to the season and holding off a late surge from Stefano Gasolfi. For the women, Slovenian climber Janja Garnbret looked unstoppable all season, winning most of the rounds and taking the win in some style. In the Speed World Cup, Russia's Vladislav Dulin took the win for the men by over 100 points. And for the women, France's Anouk Jaubert picked Julia Capellina to the overall gold by just 20 points.
In the female bouldering, it was a 2-horse race between Shauna Coxey and Janja Garnbret. But the Brits' consistency pushed her through to the title as she won 4 of the 8 rounds, never finishing outside of the top 4. Janja Garnbret finished second and Akio Noguchi finished third. In the men's, it was a case of Asian dominance as Zhongwan Chon won his second overall title, followed closely by Tomoe Narasaki in second, with Alexei Rubstov taking third. The strength of the Japanese team in particular was evident throughout the season, with 5 climbers finishing in the top 10 and 9 in the top 20. Considering the Olympics will be in Japan in 2020, things are looking pretty good for the home team.
As well as all the highs from this year, we had a few moments of sadness, one of them being the death of Swiss alpinist Uli Steck, who was killed on April the 30th in Nepal. He was trying to do the Lhotse Traverse, so this is a big link-up line linking a few of the highest peaks in that region, and it's never actually been done. When he was killed, he was on an acclimatization climb on Nuptse and fell to his death. It was massively sort of shocking and saddening for the whole climbing community, and especially as someone who has constantly pushed the limits of what's possible in mountaineering. It was almost like, to me, he was invincible, you know. So when he passed away, it was just devastating. Yeah,
it was a huge surprise, and yeah, absolutely. We worked with him quite a bit over the years, and he was the nicest, most modest, and a very funny guy as well. So he will be deeply missed.
You filmed with him before I was around climbing day. The only time I ever met him was in Kathmandu, and he just climbed the Annapurna solo.
Yeah.
And I went and said hello to him. It was really a bit weird because I totally climbing geeked out. It was just like, really nice to meet you. And he was just so humble. He was just like, hey, how's things? You know. And he'd just done one of the most audacious solo climbs in the world, and just lovely bloke. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm climbing since 27 years. It's nothing really new anymore, but I still like it. I still want to do it. It's really difficult to find some good challenges.
He's the Swiss machine, so he's strictly training project, and what he wants to do, he do right.
Uli is for sure not a normal alpinist. He brings the alpinist to a new level with the speed mountaineering he's doing.
To follow on from Uli's death, there's the news recently that the Nepalese government has changed the rules of who can climb. So they're banning solo climbing from what I can see from the whole mountaineering region of Nepal. Double amputees and blind climbers will no longer be able to summit Everest. And if you're a foreign climber, you now have to have a guide to accompany you on climbs. Now, this is designed to help prevent deaths, but it has been massively controversial. I mean, stuff like, for the solo guys, Kilian Jornet's amazing, 17-hour Everest, that theoretically will never be beaten now,
possible,
because no one else can do it.
Yeah.
There's been people saying it's been discriminatory against people with disabilities for the amputees and blind climbers. And also, what's kind of slipped under the radar is this guide thing, having a guide, because surely that's going to limit people putting up new routes.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, where the first ascent's going to come from if people can't do it without having a guide.
Yeah,
you know?
because these like super extreme, really dangerous things, often it's just the mountaineers there. They don't want to include a guide because they don't want to put them at risk because it's so dangerous. So I have a feeling that the wording on this is not quite right yet because it's, and we haven't, you know, I think this could change. I think we're going to see solo climbers banned from the Everest region, amputees and blind climbers banned from the Everest region, but hopefully they'll sort of soften the rules for the rest of Nepal because otherwise you're going to get top class mountaineers surely going elsewhere, like leaving Nepal.
Yeah.
Maybe more climbing in China, Tibet, Pakistan. You know, Patagonia is always very busy, but it's going to change things.
Yeah, there's more rules and regulations that, I mean, for me, I think that there's going to be a bit of an uproar about that kind of, particularly that last segment, and this is not going to be the end of it. I think this is going to be an ongoing conversation, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Nepalese government react and how the climbing community react as a whole, and how they kind of come to some kind of agreement.
Yeah, because I think on the whole, a lot of people think that Everest is a bit over-climbed, you know, and I understand that. I mean, it's hundreds of people on that mountain. The queues are getting crazy, and there are a huge amount of deaths. So I understand why people want to help that. Whether this is the right way to go sort of remains to be seen, really. I mean, we'll see come from the next season what happens with that. But
Absolutely.
I mean, it's an unpredictable place to be, and it's, you know, how much can you protect against an avalanche or a rock fall, or, you know, governments can only play so much of a part in that one.
Absolutely. Okay, so that's news done. We are now going to talk about some videos, which are on EpicTV, and you got one that's first up. What is it?
Yep, so Wild Lines, the new film by David Petts, is a fantastic Fontainebleau bouldering film. I got to see it before it went up on the website, and I was just like giggling to myself because I was enjoying it so much. It's been up since Boxing Day. It's had fantastic views, so if you've missed it somehow, if you're living under a rock, then make sure you go onto the EpicTV website and check that out.
The hard stuff is hard, but so is the easy stuff. Yeah, it's fun. You leave your ego at home. You can get totally shut down on a 5+, and the next day you can do an 8A and get shut down on a 7A, and so it's reachy fun. Generally reachy. I hate saying things are reachy, but fun is. But it's fun to find a way around it.
Absolutely brilliant film. Next up, we've got the Cold House Media guys are still vlogging. A new vlog went up yesterday, so be sure to check that out. The guys are in New Zealand climbing some amazing looking rock. New Zealand has never looked better.
Looked pretty good before.
Yeah, it looked pretty good before, and now it looks even better. So
my vlogs, my Thailand vlogs, they're still going up.
Yeah, they're great. Really good.
Thank you very much. It was a good time. It was cool.
It looked like a lot of fun.
Want to check out Thailand climbing? Click on my vlogs as well. Is that it? Oh, best ofs. Climbing Daily best ofs.
Yeah, check out the best ofs.
Yeah. So we're having a look back at this year's Climbing Daily action. So the best of bouldering, sport climbing, training, my favourite bits. So have a look on them. And if you have any different opinions of your best bits, make sure you comment and let us know, because we read them all.
Put everything in the description below. And if you've got any questions or comments or anything that you want to talk to about in today's show, what do you think about the Nepalese government's latest decree? What do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing? Yeah, let us know.
So Climbing Daily trips coming up over the next, I'm not going to say year because I haven't really planned out what we're doing for the next year, but the next month.
Yeah, the short-term future.
Yeah, so me and this man, we are heading off to Chester, which I've never been to. Have you ever been to Chester?
Hollyoaks.
Is it?
That's the home of Hollyoaks, yeah.
Get a roll. I'd love to be on Hollyoaks. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to Chester to film with Tom Randall and Pete Whitaker on their Crack Boys tour. Crack Boys? That's not a thing.
Is it Wide Boys?
Crack.
The Crack Tour.
Where's the Wide Boys in a Crack Tour?
Okay, that makes sense.
We're going along, and Tom's exact words were to me that he wants to torture me in an off-width, upside-down crack.
And I'm going to be there to document it.
Can't wait. And then at the end of the month, end of January, we're off to ISPO, which is, if you haven't seen it before, it's this sort of huge, humongous trade show where all the climbing companies show off their newest gear that's coming out the next year.
Yep.
Basically involves you and me wandering around a little bit hungover in a
filming stuff,
airless, no sunlight room.
Yeah.
It's intense.
Yeah, it is intense. Well, it's not exactly intense. There are some tents there, but it's mostly in a big building.
They actually didn't allow us in the tents. I tried to do a Lincoln one once. Seriously, they kicked me out of the tent. It happened. Yeah, so that's it. Are we done? New show?
We're done, yeah. I promise I'll be next. I'll be more on it next week.
2-day hangover.
It's really starting to get to me.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching anyway. We should have had a beer. We didn't though. We can't keep doing it. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the news show, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.